What's going on, guys? Austin back, and today we're going to be doing the Siege X Operator tier list. Now, I always do these, periodically through time, but now that Siege X came out, I feel like I have to make a new one. As you can see, we have the S through F tiers, and then we have all the operators, which, if you know me and you've watched any of the past ones, I never have all the operators. There's always like one or two missing that I just throw in at the end of the video. But someone made one with all the updated operators, so shout out to that person. I don't know if I can find them on here, see them, but shout out to you. I love you. But yeah, without further ado, hit the like, subscribe button. My socials down in the description if you want to follow me on any other platforms. And let's get right into the video. First operator we have Aruni. Actually, before we get into it, I'm a console player, so maybe some of my ratings may be skewed versus a PC player. I'm a champ diamond player. That's all I'm gonna say. Those are my credentials. I know ball. I watch Pro League. This is more gonna be just like a ranked, just general list though, not like a Pro League one. But let put that all behind us. Let's get right into it. Arun Azami. Azami is our first operator we have on the board, and it's gonna start strong. We're gonna go in A tier. Azami is one of my favorite operators in the game. This is a very biased pick, but I think it is very worth it. Her ability, obviously, it's gotten nerfed in the past. Obviously, you used to be able to, you have to punch it for it to destroy. Now it destroys with bullets, but still, it's one of the best, I think, defender abilities in the game. Just being able to hold certain places as well as Azami is, you know what I mean? Like being able to cocoon yourself, make those one-way angles, make them burn utility on your zombies and stuff like that is just so key. And she's so good at that stuff. She has a good gun, has impacts, you know what I mean? Just great operator, a great defensive operator, even without the ACOG. A tier faux show. Maybe she can slip into the bottom S, but I'm just saying top A is one of the best, rankings for her, I think, in my opinion. And I'm not gonna be doing it like numerical order, but like top A is like means something. You know what I mean? Like being top A, being low S, being like top B, that means something. So if that makes sense. But next up, we have Deimos. I'm gonna put Deimos in the A tier. Now, I think Deimos in the right hands is one of the best operators in the game. I think next to Jackal, obviously he is like one of the best roam clear operators. You can roam clear solo, you can roam clear with your team, you get the live pings. He has great guns. You get the frag grenades, which pair so greatly with his ability. It reminds me of like the frag grenades and his ability, like how much they match, reminds me of like old Solus pre-nerf and like impact grenades. Like it's just like fluidity. You know what I mean? It's like beautiful. They mesh so well together. In the right hands, he's one of the best operators in the game, I think, and that's why I'd give him like a high to mid low tier Deimos or A tier, not tier Deimos, and a low or mid to high tier A for Deimos. I think that serves him really right. He is an awesome operator, and you need to be bringing him more to roam clear. I'm not gonna lie. Moving on, we're gonna hit Ram. We're hitting some good operators first, and I think this is gonna be our first S tier. I believe that Ram is the best soft breach vert operator in the game. And obviously, some people are gonna be like Buck, 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 but I think the one thing that separates her away from Buck is that you don't need to be in the building and like near where you're soft breaching, right? Obviously, you have to be kind of near it, but like all you have to do is throw it, right? You throw it and then it breaches. You click the button and it goes, right? And that reduces the risks of getting C4'd, doing all this other stuff, right? Obviously, you can get impacted and stuff like that, but you have three of them. Versus Buck, where you have to actually be above the site, like shooting it down at risk for C4, stuff like that. So I think that's what puts Ram in S. Obviously, she gets the stun grenades. Stuns probably like the best utility or attacker utility in the game, in my opinion. And then also getting the R4C, which is one of the best guns in the game. I mean, it's just an S tier operator. Great ability or amazing ability, amazing gun, amazing utility. What else could you need, bro? What else could you need? I think she's an easy S tier. Moving on, I'm just gonna group these guys together, but we're gonna talk about Sentry first. I think Sentry is such an average operator, and I think the main reason why I'd put him in C tier is because the thing is the defensive secondary utility is not the greatest. So like, yes, it's cool to have like a shield and a C4, but like, it's all right, and then you pair that with like a lackluster gun, it's like, he's like, okay, like, oh, a shield and a nitro, that's cool. But then you get like the commando, and it's like, okay, he's cool. You can bring him for certain things, getting impacts, getting C4s, cool Mitch and match ability, but like the thing is he's not anything special, right? An average operator, we're gonna move on to striker, which I think is the better one, and I would put him in A tier. Maybe this is a little biased. I've been running a hella striker, and I love him, bro. And I think what puts these two together, or what separates these two is one, Striker has a way better gun. The Commando versus the M4, and just looking at the M4 alone, I love the M4. It's one of the best guns in the game, I think, in my opinion. It's an awesome gun. He also gets the secondary shotgun, which Sentry does too. I forgot to mention that. But he gets a secondary shotgun. He can make Vert do whatever he needs to. Plus, I do think the attacker utility is just a little bit better than the defender, right? Being able to bring like flashes and frags, and then also being able to bring like impact EMPs and hard breaches, so you can get hatches by yourself or hard walls. It's like, it's awesome. I think Striker is a fantastic operator, especially in solo queue. Obviously this is a solo queue list, but in solo queue he's probably like the best operator, I would say. So I Striker is one of the best operators in the game, I think, attacking wise. So that's what I would separate those two, and that's why Striker's A tier and Sentry's C tier. Let's move on. Brava. Brava, I'm going to put in B tier. And the only reason I am not putting Brava in A tier, which I feel like I want to really bad, is because Brava is strictly dependent on what the other team is running. And you can say that's the same thing for Deimos, I guess, because it's like, oh, he's a roam clear operator, whatever. But I think the big thing with Brava is she's a fantastic operator, has a fantastic gadget. You get 2 extra drones, even if you're not really using them to their full capabilities. But the thing with Brava is it's like, if they don't have any hackable stuff, utility, she isn't that good. You know what I mean? And like because that's like some rounds, you know what I mean? They're gonna run no electronic stuff for you to hack, and then you're on Brava and you're pretty much just like there to be a gun. Versus, some rounds they're gonna run like Fenrir, they're gonna run like Kapkan, they're gonna run like bulletproofs, they're gonna run what other things? What can I think? Ella's, they're gonna run all these electronic stuff, right? That you can hack, that you can get rid of, the Velk, you know what I mean? And she's going to be insane, you know what I mean? And it's just why she can't be A, in my opinion, is because that she just doesn't have the consistency. You know what I mean? You can't consistently run Brava every round most of the time versus maybe being some of these other operators, which isn't the only criteria, but I think it's just the ability. 8 times out of 10, she's going to be awesome. The other 2 to 3 times, she's going to be not playable, and that's okay. So that's why I'd put her B. Maybe you can sneak her low A, but I'm going to put her in B. Moving on, we have Osa. Osa is a C tier operator. The only times you're playing Osa is when you're playing on like a window, which you don't even need an Osa to do that. And the other time is you're going to try to get a plant down, which she is a win condition, I guess, with the shield. And that's the only reason I'm going to put her C tier. She has impact EMPs too, which work really well with her ability, right? Because some, like, having the impact EMPs is like, you can go with like a Habana and go get the hatches, or someone with hard breaches, right? And you pair really well with them, and then you can do like a hatch drop with the Osa shield, get down in sight and plant, which, meshes really well together, you know what I mean? And they really thought that out. So I would put Osa C tier. I'm not going to talk about it too much because she's just like average. She's a mid tier operator, not much to say. Moving on, we have Ryora. Probably the most disappointed I've ever been for an operator. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna put her D tier. You could probably put her C, but or F tier, my bad. But the thing with Ryora is like her ability is like cool, but like it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's very situational. It's very dependent on your teammates because you have to play with your team to use this, gadget, and you can't just bring a Ryora every round. You know what I mean? It's only certain sites she's gonna work really well with a well-coordinated team. Not saying that, that's the only time she's good, but I'm kind of am saying that. But yeah, I would put her like D tier. Her guns are very lackluster too. Her utility is pretty lackluster too. I mean, it is what it is, right? I will say though, last thing is I thought her Glock with the switch. Well, I was so hyped for that. Everyone was so hyped for that. That gun is so bad, bro. It is so bad. It is so. And then it's like you either have to use a DMR, which like it's cool on PC, but like console, it's like DMR, or you get like the Capital LMG, and it's like, so Raiora is a D tier operator for me. Moving on, we have Sens. I'm gonna put him in D tier along with Raiora. I feel like they kind of coincide. I feel like Sen's got a lot better. I feel like Sen's before you could toggle the lights is like an F tier operator, but now I'd put him in D tier over Raiora. These two kind of just hit the same for me. Mid guns, utilities very like coordinated, like only certain instances it works. Warden's just ran a lot too, so like he's so easily counterable, you know what I mean? So or I think so, right? Can Warden see through that? I don't even know. But like even if Warden can or cannot, he's just mid. He's just mid. He's below mid. This is an operator you're not gonna bring a lot. Obviously, you guys can cook up strats with these two operators, but like it's whatever. Moving on, let's go to Scopos. Scopos for me, I'm not gonna lie, is like a bottom A. And the thing with Scopos is like Scopos is the most deadly when you put her in the hands of someone who's really good on her. Because if you put her on someone that's mid, it's gonna be mid. But if you know how to play Scopos, bro, oh my god, she can hit, bro. The flanks you can hit, the plays you can hit, man. It is seriously awesome. You get the cam, you get impacts. Her gun's pretty good. I mean, it's a new gun too, so it's like it's beautiful, right? I think Scopos is really good. I don't really want to spend too much time talking about her, but I think she's a low A tier. I mean, you can put her high B, but I think just speaking, like if you play her right, she is so deadly, right? Especially on flanks. So Scopos is gonna be A for me. Moving on to Solus. God, Solus. God, Solus. F tier. I can't, bro. I used to be when Solus was in her prime, bro. Oh my god. Probably my favorite operator in the game. She was an S tier operator, probably maybe the best operator in the game. And now they just ruined her. She is just you can't play her anymore, bro. You can, but like it's just like not good at all. Like she's just like not good at all. She's not even like a shell of her former self. She's nothing like her former self. They nerfed the ability into the ground, which I don't know why they nerfed her twice. Nerfing her one time was good enough, but then they nerfed her again when she wasn't even being played anymore because she got nerfed so hard the first time. They took away her impacts. God knows why they took away her impacts. Her whole gadget, just everything she stood for is gone. It's a disappointment. Solus is F tier and is gonna be the only F tier on this list, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Buff Solus, bro. Restore her. Moving on, Thorn. I'm gonna put Thorn in bottom D or top D. Sorry, I don't have a lot to talk about with Thorn. Her guns are right. Her ability is paired really well with some operators like Melusi, Barbed Wire, Frost Mats, but like beyond that, she's just kind of whatever. I guess you get a shield with her. But I don't think she's like a C tier operator. I mean, you can run Thorn and like be good, but like she's just whatever. You know what I mean? You never really need a Thorn on your team. And there's a lot of other operators you can run that are way better than her. Moving on, Thunderbird. I'm gonna put her bottom C. I'm not gonna lie, I've been messing with Thunderbird. Her guns are really mid. Um, but the thing is she does get the secondary SMG, which is cool. And I really do like. I feel like I didn't appreciate what they did for her more with her ability, than I did before because I've ran her a little bit. And the thing with Thunderbird is like now that her ability fully heals you is really nice because you can spread these around site, you can put these in certain places, and it is really useful actually because unlike a Doc, you know what I mean, wherever Doc is on this list, bro, I don't even know, but wherever he is, you don't have to be alive for Thunderbird to work. But her guns are very mid. She does get a shield though too, so I think her shield and ability just put her in C, honestly. Versus these other D tier operators, I think she is a lot more useful. Moving on, Tubarão. I'm gonna put him top A. The thing with Tubarão, I don't know. This is a debatable. I don't know who to put. I'm gonna put a zombie above him. The thing with Tubarão, actually, I'm gonna put Tubarão above him. Is Tubarão? You're really only using Tubarão to trick the wall, and Tubarão is just OD, bro. He's OD with tricking the wall, bro. It's like a lot of the times, bro, when I see like a Tubarão bandit or a Tubarão Cade, it's like, all right, yeah, we're not getting the wall, bro. Like, we just need to like push the other way or something like that. He is so strong with getting the wall and stuff like that. It's kind of ridiculous, bro. It's kind of annoying. If you know how to Cade tube trick, this guy is just a beast. He has good guns. You get the DMR, you get the MPX. great guns. You get a C4 too. I mean, he is just God, he is such a great operator, and I was sleeping on him when he first came out, but now, you know what I mean? If you can bring him, he is just OD, man. He is OD. So, moving on, Ash, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm gonna put her S tier. I think just the thing with Ash is like, you're bringing Ash to literally frag out, bro, and she's the best entry in the game, hands down. I don't care, bro. I don't care if people are gonna be like, oh, well, Ash. Ash is like an A tier, oh, she's S tier, and some of these other operators are A tier. She's just the best entry in the game. 3 speed, great gun. Ability is pretty good, you know what I mean, at clearing things. So I'm gonna put her just S tier because when you're on Ash, your objective is to frag out, is to get kills, and she is one of the best operators, if not the best, to just frag out and get kills on, right? Set the tone. I hope everyone who runs Ash and baits out windows and baits everywhere and is the last alive gets off Ash. Moving on, Bandit. Bandit, S tier, S tier, S tier. I love Bandit. I've grown to like him a lot more. Has a great gun, has a C4, is very fast, and his ability is very good because, yes, you can Cade trick, which is cool, but I think it's easier to Bandit trick than Cade trick. Maybe not easier, but it's more effective, right? And you compare him with the Two Brow, he's unstoppable. I think Bandit is an easy S tier. There's a reason why in the new ban system he gets banned all the time. You know what I mean? So, moving on, Blitz. I'm gonna put Blitz top C. Obviously, little shield nerfs in the past, just, put him down. Maybe in the past I would put him in B tier, but it is still annoying to play a Blitz. I think he's top C. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, just sets the pace, you know what I mean? Can entry, can get you your intel and stuff like that. I really don't need to talk about it too much, I don't think, so I'm just going to put him top C, and I think that is a good ranking for him. Moving on to Castle, I'm going to put Castle top B. I don't know if he slides into the A tier, because some sites he is just really unusable, and that's not, just that's no hate. It's just like some sites you just can't use Castle because it hurts you, or there's not enough places to put castles and stuff like that. But he's really good at some sites, like a lot of Windows sites, holding down different places. You know what I mean? Just making attackers have to either punch it or use utility on it to waste time. Castle's a very good operator with that. He gets the ACOG, secondary shotgun, to make different lines of sights rotates, gets proximities, which is cool. Only kicker is he has one of the worst guns in the game, but thank God it has ACOG, bro. Imagine this gun didn't have ACOG. Castle would low-key be a C-tier operator. But I think he is better than Brava, in my opinion. And I think he is warranted maybe getting to that bottom B, or bottom A, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna move Scopos on the top B. Okay. I like this. Okay. Moving on, we have Doc. Doc is a very tricky one, okay? Because, dude, people just run Doc for the gun. I'm going to put him top A, because he's very good. He's a very good operator, right? You get the ACOG, you get the healing, you know what I mean? But the only kicker is that he has to be alive for you to use it. And a lot of the times when you're playing with Doc, or you have a Doc on your team, he's just not playing in sight. He's not healing you, you know what I mean? And he's probably dead first. So it's like, the thing is like, yes, his ability is to keep your team alive, but a lot of the time Doc is used out of sight to spawn peek and stuff like that. So I think Doc doesn't hit S tier, but A tier I think is for sure fits him, I think, the best, honestly. But yeah, moving on, we have Fuse. Fuse, I'm gonna put him, his ability is kind of mid though. I'm gonna put him here. I think he's cool here. I don't know. I don't know if the ranking is good, but I think C tier fits him. He's just like one of the most mediocre operators. His ability's cool sometimes, right? But a lot of times, you can just run away from it. He has a good gun, AK-12. He does have hard breaches too, which is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna put him above Osa, but yeah, I mean he's all right. You know what I mean? He's very mediocre. He's very average. And I feel like everyone kind of feels that. Let's move on. Fenrir. Everyone says I look like Fenrir. Do I look like Fenrir, guys? I don't think so. But Fenrir, I'm going to put him in A tier. I think Fenrir is a great, great operator. The thing with Fenrir is obviously he's gotten nerfed in the past. Things are bulletproof now. You only have 2 activations. But I think he's still very strong, right? Because if you get hit with this gadget, it's just like getting punched in the face, man. Oh my God. he is just still super annoying, has a great gun. You're getting the bailiff, so you can make, secondary, you can make rotates, you can make head holes, stuff like that, lines of sight. And then you also are getting a bulletproof or barbed wire, I think it is. I think it's barbed wire is the second one. But great secondary utilities, and stuff like that. So I think Fenrir is still A tier, and he's a very good operator. Moving on, we have Glaz. Glaz is like, man, it's just like the thing with Glaz is like a lot of the sticking power is like you hold angles, right? But it's a lot of the time like if you know they have a Glaz, like you're not gonna peek certain things if you're smart, right? So that takes away a lot of the stuff with Glaz and the things. So I'm gonna put Glaz D tier, bottom D. I'm his ability is just him getting kills on a long angle. I feel like I don't need to explain that much. Shout out Nate. We love you, Nate. IQ is next. I'm gonna put IQ in A tier. Actually, no, I'm gonna put her top B. The thing with IQ is like I would put her A tier because like she is like literally the perfect counter to like Velk and stuff like that and like pre-place. But like that doesn't happen every round. That doesn't happen every round. So I'm actually gonna put her right next to Brava. I'm gonna put her under Brava. I like IQ. She's cool, fast. You know what I mean? Good ability for clearing utility and stuff like that, finding it. But again, like when those things are brought, she's very good. When those things aren't brought, she's not good and pretty much useless. So it's like I feel like her and Brava are just like kind of the same under the same stone and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna put her at B tier. Next up, we have Jagger. Um, top C. Jagger just the gun's all right. It needs ACOG, bro. He needs something. I think he's just very mid operator. You just don't need to bring Jagger a lot, right? The only times you're bringing Jagger or Wamai too, which we'll just do Wamai. I think we can put them like right next to each other. Which one would I rather have, bro? I don't even know. I probably Capitao or Capitao Wamai. I'd put Wamai over him. It's just it's tough, bro. Cause like I feel like again these are a lot like Brava and IQ, where it's like oh yeah, you're gonna bring them if you need to protect a shield. Oh yeah, you're gonna need to bring them if you protect a Mira. But it's like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like they don't have any other reasons why you would bring them, which I guess makes sense because of their ability. But it's like, you know what I mean? Their guns aren't particularly strong. You're not playing them for guns. You know what I mean? You're not gonna play them for just like they're not good enough where like you can play them for like stuns and like frags and stuff like that, right? And just like daily play. You know what I mean? Like you're only going to be running them when there's a shield that you need to protect or, like I said, a Mira, right? And some of the times you don't even like people don't even run them with them because it's like they don't even want to, waste or bring one of these two because they're not very good. You know what I mean? So I think they go together. I think you can put either one above either one. I'm gonna put Jagger above actually. But yeah. So moving on, Capcan. I'm gonna put him in B tier. I'm gonna put him here. The thing with Capcan is like, dude, you can do some massive damage if they don't know you have a Capcan. But if you know they have a Capcan, then they're gonna look and stuff like that. He lost his C4, I'm pretty sure. Does he have a C4? I don't even know. I don't even run a lot of Capcan, bro. But his gun is decent. Lost his ACOG. I think he lost his C4. I think he's impacts now, but he's all right. You know what I mean? He's all right. He's pretty good. His ability still puts him here just because it's so annoying. Monty is next. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think Monty goes here. And maybe that is a huge, Austin what? But Monty, I love Monty, bro. I think Monty can be played with any team at any time. I think he is such an annoying operator because it's like now that they took away like being able to die to the shield, yes, his kill ability is way less down. But the thing is like Monty is supposed to be like an intel operator where he enters the building, he's an entry, he scopes things out for you, gives it back to your team, and then you make plays off of it, right? And he's also the win condition where you can plant with him. He gets hard breaches, he gets smokes. I think he's a very balanced operator, and I think one of my favorite operators for that reason, right? Because a good Monty main, someone who knows how to communicate to their team, knows how to set up stuff, is very, very dangerous. So I'm gonna put him in B tier. I think this is a great spot for him. Mute is gonna be our fourth S tier. I really don't need to talk about him. I always glaze Mute, bro, especially in Ultimate Map guides. This guy, great guns. You get a best shotgun in the game. Then you get a probably the second best secondary in the game. You get a C4 and you get one of the best abilities in the game. Intel's king. You block Intel, you win more rounds. Mute does it all. We love Mute. He's a superstar. S tier for sure. Pulse. We're gonna put him D tier. His ability is a little bit more helpful than Glaz, but like guns are underwhelming. He has the UMP with no ACOG and a worse ability than Castle. He gets a C4. Cardiac Johnson. It's a whatever. You know, it's whatever. Moving on, we have Rook. Rook I'm gonna put C tier. I think he's cool. His ability is very situational, right? A lot of the times you're not gonna be able to res yourself with the armor, but sometimes you're gonna be able to, and you're gonna make a play. I remember recently this season I actually clutched. I got knocked, I res myself, and clutched a 1v3. So that was a cool moment, but a lot of time you're not gonna be able to get resed. He has good guns, right? You get the impacts with him too, I'm pretty sure. But his ability is a little useless. But I guess in this, meta where it's more like killing and not like, and it's less utility, people with guns are going to be more valuable. So I'm going to put Rook in C tier. Moving on to Sledge. I'm going to put him bottom B. I think he's cool. I think he can be played more now that Buck lost his hard breaches a while ago. And you can also sit down Clash very easily. He's probably the #1 Clash counter now that, Clash got buffed. So I'm going to put him B tier. I think this is fine. I'm actually going to put him... I'm going to put him above IQ, I think. Yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. I think Sledge goes here. I think that's a fine spot for him. Decent gun, you know what I mean? He's just nothing too special. Nerf Sledge, take away his hammer and his guns. Smoke is up next. I think Smoke is an S tier operator too. The thing with Smoke is like I don't play a lot of Smoke, but like just again, like being able to deny entry, is such a big thing, right? And being able to waste people's time is such a big thing. He has the same loadout as Mute, which is one of the best loadouts in the game, if not the best. You know what I mean? And he gets like barbed wire, which is cool. He doesn't get a C4 or an impacts or anything, but he doesn't really need that, right? Because he has a shotgun. But yeah, I think he's a super balanced operator. I think his ability is one of the best in the game, and especially like in the right hands, he is just an insane operator, right? I don't play him a lot, but respect, I can give him his respect and his flowers. Moving on, we have Tachanka. I'm gonna put him right here. Actually, I'm gonna put him right here. He gets a shield. He has ACOG on his gun, which is a decent gun with ACOG. But his ability kind of sucks. So again, you're gonna play him a lot for his gun and his shield. But his ability can be used sometimes, obviously, to stop plant. But just how long it takes to reload and how short it is just so bad. I'm gonna move him under Fuse. But a decent gun and a shield is pretty much why you're playing him. His ability sucks. Again, I don't really need to talk about a lot of these underling guys because they just kind of stink, honestly. Thatcher. Ooh, Thatcher. This is tough. Do I put him in S or do I put him top A? I'm gonna put him S tier. I think he belongs here. Obviously gets walls. You know what I mean? That's obviously gonna be his main objective. There's a reason he gets banned all the time. But I think the complaint or the argument you can put him in top A is that, with the impact EMPs and then like Maverick, do you really need him to be an S tier operator? Which I'm just gonna put him there because he always gets banned and stuff like that. But I think Thatcher is an S tier. I think that's a decent take. Thermite, dude, I played Thermite the most out of any other operator in the game. I love Thermite. I want to put him S tier, but I'm gonna put him top A. He's the second best hard breacher in the game, and his gun is decent actually. He gets smokes and stuns, which really help his ability being able to plant because a lot of time when you're Thermite, you're gonna have the diffuser. And yeah, I mean, I think Thermite's an A tier. I personally I'd put him S tier, but I think he should go A tier, like very top of A tier. And that's fine. I think that's fine, honestly. Moving on, we have Twitch. Twitch I think is an S tier. Um, yeah. Do I put her top A or S tier? I'm gonna put her S tier. One of the best guns in the game. Beautiful, drone ability, obviously, because I think it's a lot more useful than like Brava, because you can just shoot everything pretty much in the game. So like, You like the Legion mines you can always get because Legions ran a lot. You can get any like gadget, you know what I mean, pretty much. With Twitch, pairing it with a way better gun than Brava has. Like she's just like an upgraded Brava. Like she's just like a Brava on steroids, pretty much. I think I that's how I like to think of her. So I'm gonna put her S tier. Moving on, we have Buck. Is Buck A tier or is he S? I think we go Buck S tier. I think Buck S tier works. Um, Obviously last is hard breaches, which does suck because he'd be a lock S tier, I think, if he didn't have that, if he had that. But I think the stuns are still fine. I think the vert holes, being able to have a great gun. Vert is going to be king, obviously, in a lot of the times. So he's a very good solo queue operator. You can do a lot of things with Buck, very versatile. So that's why I'm going to put him S tier. If you wanted to put him top A, I honestly wouldn't mind. I'm just going to put him bottom S. Maybe I'll move before the video ends. Frost is up next. I think Frost sneaks her way into B tier. I think she has a very underrated ability. Obviously, just like even when you know there's a Frost, right? Just when you have to hop into a window, a lot of the time, and you have to look down to shoot it, like that's so underrated, right? Because so many people can just swing you if they're smart, you know what I mean? And you'll just die because you can't shoot it and kill the person at the same time. So yeah, she has ACOG too, which is nice. Her gun is whatever, but she also gets a shield too. So I think Brava, or not Brava, I think Frost is a very B tier operator, and I think this is a great spot for her. Moving on, we have Blackbeard S tier. I don't really need to talk about this much. This guy's ridiculous. I mean, they tried to nerf him. I like it. He's still just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, why did they give a shield operator an actual gun? I will never understand that. Blackbeard is an S tier operator. There's a reason why when you don't ban him on it when you're playing defense and then you play him and then he just even win or lose, you just see they have a Blackbeard. You're like, yeah, let's just get Blackbeard out of here. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's how my games work. I feel like that's how a lot of other people's work. He is just so annoying. Moving on, we have Velk. I think Velk also gets an S tier. I mean, just the intel, bro. Intel's king in this game, and Velk being able to hide all those cameras and throw them around is just amazing. They make no sound. You can do pre-place with them. She has a C4. She has great guns, deagles for lines of sight. I mean, Velk has pretty much everything you could want in like an intel operator, in my opinion. So I think she's easily deserving of the S tier. Moving on, Capitao. I think Capitao is in the B tier. I'm gonna put him here. If you know how to use Capitao correctly, like he is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like you can use him for plants, you can use him to clear people, stuff like that. He has a decent gun. And yeah, I mean he's just a very decent operator at the end of the day. I think it's more of you need to know how to play him for him to be super effective. But when you know how to play him and what, different things to bring him in, he's very good. And he's very situational kind of actually, so I don't know. Should I move him down? I'm gonna move him down here. Because he's very situational, but in the situations he's very good. He is elite. But in the situations he's not useful, he is very mid. So I'm gonna put him bottom B. If you want to put him like top C, I wouldn't mind that. Cav is up next. I don't think Cav's D tier, but she's definitely C. Like Cav, you can easily counter Cav as long as you ping her, right? Because then you can just Deimos track her and then like clear her with your team and she's just dead and not a threat. Or you don't do that and she just wreaks havoc and stuff like that. So I think that's why just her havoc ability, I think, puts her in C tier. If not for that, she would be D tier, but I'm gonna put her bottom C. If you want to put her in D tier, I wouldn't mind that. Moving on to Echo. I don't think Echo gets the S tier, but I think he gets the nod for A tier for sure. Echo's a great operator. We love Echo around here. He gets the ACOG, he gets a shield or impacts. He has a great ability where you can get intel or you can deny plants. I think he's awesome. We love Echo out here. I think just because you can hear the drones and you have to move them around constantly, I think that does put him under Velk. I think Velk is better than Echo. But that doesn't mean that Echo's bad in any way. Echo's one of the best operators in the game, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Moving on, we have Habana. Habana, A tier. Shout out Habana. And Habana, bro, I used to hard main Habana, but obviously just being able to get hatches, stuff like that, stuff from long ranges, you know what I mean? And, obviously she's kind of like the reverse of Thermite in a way because she makes like small holes. You can like adjust the size. Um, and she gets stuns, which is pretty good. Her gun is pretty decent, other than the fact that it has like 4 bullets. But I still think she's A tier. I think just her being a hard breacher, I think puts her here. But I think Striker is better than her just for getting hatches, honestly, because you can bring EMPs. You don't need to have someone else bring EMPs for your Habana. So I just wanted to put that out there. Jackal next. I'm gonna put him S tier. I think you can put him A tier. But just actually, I'm gonna put him A tier. I'm gonna put him A tier. I literally almost forgot that they nerfed his ability a little bit, where it's not like 3 pings or whatever, or however many pings. It's literally you get 1 ping now. So you have to actually track them down. So that's why I think like Deimos is. Where's Deimos? Why is Deimos under him? That's why I think Deimos is better than him, but I still think Jackal's strong just because of his gun, you know what I mean? And his ability is still like good, you know what I mean? It's just it's not as good as Deimos in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest. I think Jackal is definitely the inferior roam clearer, but he's still very very good where you can bring him. Mira's next S tier. Mira, if you can protect these things, bro, like she should be nothing lower than S, honestly. She has a great gun. She has a nitro cell. Her ability is just awesome, bro. It's just so annoying to play against, right? Because you have to clear it, and it's if you don't clear it, bro, it's like you're gonna lose. Like honestly, bro. Like that's why on like sites like Cafe Third Floor, like if they have a Mira and you don't clear that, it's almost impossible to push that site and win. You know what I mean? And the same with a bunch of other sites. Obviously you can't use her on every single site, but pretty much all sites, and she's just ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Moving on, next, Lesion. I love Lesion. I'll always be biased to him. He's the best trap operator in the game. He has a ridiculous gun. You get the secondary shotgun, make rotate, stuff like that. You get a bulletproof cam for intel more. And, bro, it's just, dude, it's so annoying hitting a Kapkan trap, or a Lesion trap, and then having to take it out, or it's just going to damage you and almost kill you, right? So, Legion is S tier. I mean, traps are so big, especially with like a lot of people wanting to push aggression now, and like how Siege is right now. So bringing a trap operators are strong, and especially with Legion being the best one, he's got to be S tier. Moving on, we have Ying. Ying is very very good. I'm gonna put her A tier. Obviously, they nerfed her a little bit now. I don't know how long ago that was where they made it so it's delayed when she throws the Candela, but still, bro. Ying is an A tier operator for sure, bro. For sure. Obviously LMG, decent gun. Gets smokes that pair really well with the Yings and really great for plan, solo pushing, stuff like that. Ying is just so annoying to play against. The only cutter is obviously the Candela nerf, and then also Warden is played a lot, but I mean that's one of the 5 operators on the other team. So moving on, we have Ella. Ella just screams mid. I'm mid. I'm mid. I'm mid. I have a mid gun. My ability is a trap operator ability, so it's like pretty decent, but like I'm just mid. My gun is mid. You can play the ability nicely, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, she's just kind of mid, and she's mid. Sophia. Sophia's a D tier operator. I don't really care. She's just like you don't really need a Sophia ever. Um, you don't really. You never really need one. The stuns are nice, I guess. You know what I mean? But like, you can breach charge stuff with Ash. Bring other operators for that stuff. You can just bring stuns instead of the Sophia ability. Her guns are nothing special, and her secondaries are nothing special either. She's just very lackluster, and I think is D tier. Moving on, we have Dokkaebi. I'm gonna put Dokkaebi S tier. Obviously, the ability nerf cooked her a little bit. But I still think it's like a just busted ability. I mean, they only made it so you can't just like spam the calls whenever. You have to wait. But I mean, the DMR is amazing. I mean, you get the ACOG on that, and then you get SMG-12, which on console is the best gun in the game. I don't know how it is on PC, but Dokkaebi is just so annoying to play against. Those calls are just excruciating sometimes, especially when you're on a flank. And having a really great kit with stuns, I mean, obviously Dokkaebi is going to be, I think, an S tier operator, hands down. Grim, I'm going to put him in A tier. I really like Grim, obviously. You just kind of got to know how to play him. But his just ability to get intel and ping people and just know where people are, like whether you're hopping in, whether you're pushing a place, whether you're getting plant down, post plant, you know what I mean? Like he's useful in every way, which is very cool because Grim used to be like the worst operator in the game, and I think very highly of him now, especially with I think how Pro League has shown him how good he can really be. I think that is taken note, and he's an awesome operator. Moving on, we have Vigil. Boss G nerf got him a little bit, but I mean he still has the SMG 12, which is ridiculous. Impacts, his ability is still very good. Best roamer in the game still, in my opinion. Him and Scopos. But he's ridiculous. I think he still deserves S tier. And honestly, if you wanted to put him A tier, I wouldn't be too mad about that. But yeah, moving on, we have Finka. Finka, I'm going to put her in B tier. I don't think she's quite A tier, but having the LMG, she has good kit. She gets frag grenades, stun grenades, plus her ability is pretty decent. I think she's just pretty good. You know what I mean? She's a good operator, but she's nothing more than good. You know what I mean? She's not amazing. She's good. You know what I mean? And I think this serves her right. Moving on, we have Lion. Thing with Lion is when I think Lion, I think just mid, like he's just mid, like Sentry. When like I feel like these two screaming at each other, where they're just like, oh yeah, we're cool. We have decent guns. Okay, utility. Nothing special. Lion's all right. He's whatever. I don't really need to talk about him too much. I don't have much to talk about him anyway. And Alibi again is someone who screams, I'm mid, I'm mid, I'm mid. I'm okay. I have a decent gun, I have decent utility, and that's pretty much it. You just can't really talk about like these two operators that much, you know what I mean? Because it's just whatever. Remember like Alibi ACOG, bro. Bring that, make it more playable. Next up, we have Maestro. I'm going to put Maestro on the top of C because the thing is I think him and Capitao really scream at each other where, like, bro, they are really good in some certain sites, in some certain spots. They can be elite. But a lot of the time, they're just all right or not really playable, right? Because the thing with Maestro is he can be easily countered by a Brava, which kind of does suck. So you just have to watch out for that. But he's just all right. I think he's a lot better than a lot of these other operators. But I think Maestro is very cool. Clash, I'm gonna put her S tier. Maybe you put her A tier, but I just think her ability is broken, bro. I don't really know why they had to buff her that much. I don't really know what their obsession is with buffing like shields. I mean, I hate playing shields. I feel like a lot of other people do, so I don't know why we had to do that, but it is what it is, I guess. I think she's S tier. Obviously, Sledges are counter. But let's just thank Ubisoft that they made it so electric damage no longer does damage being shocked and electrocuted. Because then Clash would be, God, I don't even want to know, bro. I don't even want to know. Next up, we have Maverick. I'm going to put Maverick S tier. I think, especially with the new ban system, he has gotten a lot better. From the sole fact that a lot of the time, right, you would be able to run all these hard breachers, you'd be able to run these Thatchers. But now a lot of the time with the new ban system, all of these hard breachers get banned, you know what I mean, and Thatchers. So it's very tough to, get walls open. That's why I think Maverick is a lot better and is an S tier. He has a great gun, he has a great ability. If you know how to actually Maverick trick and get walls open, I think Maverick is very good and a lot more played a lot more, especially this season, just because of the new ban system. Moving on, we have Cade. I'm going to put Cade S tier. I'm going to just put these guys next to each other. I love these both. Obviously, them being the only wall denial, I think just puts them in S tier. They have both C4s. Their guns are decent. Obviously, the Cade shotgun does piss me off a little bit sometimes just because I want to run a real gun. And then I just only have the Cade shotgun, slug gun. But it's good for making rotates. I think they're both very good, obviously, in combination with Two Brow and even on their own, bro. Next up, Nomad. We love Nomad out here. We're going to give her A tier. Has a decent gun. Obviously, it has like 3 bullets like the Havana gun. But just, the gadget that she brings, being able to bring stuns is just, it's great, bro. We love Havana, bro. Or not Havana. We love Nomad, bro. Nomad's cool. Now, Gridlock is next to her. I do think Gridlock is better than Nomad. Just from the sole fact that you get, I think more out of Gridlock. Plus, you get impact EMPs, which I think puts her over the edge over Nomad, because a lot of the time, right, you're on these guys for flank watch. These are flank watch operators. So a lot of the time, these are the guys that are going to be going upstairs, right, and securing those flank, ability or the flank abilities, you know what I mean? And having impact EMPs to go with like your Habana that maybe you're pushing up there with is is very good, bro, and it really makes a difference. And having four of the gridlock things, I, hey, I think she's better than Habana. Moving on, we have Mozzie. I'm not even gonna just mid. He's mid. He's C tier. He's whatever. Nothing special really about him. You can run him, be successful. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Moving on, Nook. I like Nook. I like Nook. I think she's good. I really like the. I really love the buff that they did to her ability, where like if you stand still or whatever, or you're not getting pinged by stuff, the ability doesn't drain it. It only drains when like there's a camera on you or whatever. I really like that change. I think that was very good for her. She has a decent gun. You know what I mean? She gets a deagle, gets frags, cool ability. I think B tier, good entry. Just not as good as like an Ash or anything like that. Warden up next, S tier. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put him S tier. You get a C4 or a shield, no matter whatever you want to bring. You can either run the MPX or like the best shotgun in the game. And then you get SMG-12, which is the best gun on console, and it's very good on PC. His ability is very, very useful, especially with like Ying, and try to get plants down. And even then, you know what I mean? I think he's still very good because you can hold a lot of places with him, especially with the shotgun SMG combo. SMG-12 combo. And he's very good on like putting him on ISO places. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't do that, but like if you're really trying to hold something and you know what I mean, and you need to put an operator on an island, you can pick Warden, run the shotgun, run the SMG-12, run a shield or a nitro, and you have the ability where you just are, immune to stuns, smokes, and stuff like that. It's money, bro. He's such a great operator. I think people don't play him like that, but he's still good the other way, playing him like running around and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Warden is very, very good. Obviously. Amaru, I think we just go D tier. I think we just put him next to Ryor and Sens, dude. Literally, just these three operators are so situational. It's just you can't run them ever. You just can't run them almost ever, bro. It's just like these little windows that you can run them and then they'll be super effective, and then literally 98% of the time they're not. So it's like whatever. Whatever. Goyo up next, S tier operator. Okay, everyone runs them for the gun, but like we need to stop sleeping on the Goyo canisters, bro. I mean, how long they last, how many you get, being able to put them anywhere. It just being able to, cut off entry like that is such a big thing. And then obviously him having one of the best guns in the game with ACOG and having impacts, bro. Goyo is fantastic, bro. He's fantastic. He should be brought almost every round that he's not banned, I'm going to be honest, because he just fits so well on every single site, being able to cut off entry and stuff like that. Callie's up next. I had to do it. I had to do it to him. Callie's so just like situational again too. I guess she's cool when like you're trying to stop like a bandit trick. So I guess I'll put her in D because she's not totally useless, but bottom of D, because you're not just bringing, you're not just bringing it, for whatever. Ayana's up next. Ayana, I'm gonna go top C. Again, not much to say. She's just mid. She's got a okay gun. Her ability's okay. She's okay. Oryx up next. I'm gonna go D tier with them. He's cool. Actually, I'm gonna put him down more. Again, he's very situational because you're really not running him unless there's a shield. And even then, like a lot of the times, the window's not there. You know what I mean? For you to kill them, like it has to be like a one-on-one, or like if you're doing like a one-on-two, like you just get shot from the other person. So I think he's situational. I think he goes D tier. He does have the T5, which is cool. It's cool, but it is what it is. Ace S tier. Love my hard breachers. Ace is the best hard breacher in the game, even with like the Selma nerf that they did a while ago. Has one of the best guns in the game. You get breach charges so you can play vertically. You get claymores for runouts, stuff like that. I think Ace is awesome. There's a reason why he's banned first on pretty much every single site now with the new ban system. Because he's just, everyone loves Ace, bro. I love Ace. I love Ace and Therm, bro. These are my guys, bro. These are my guys. Shout out to you guys. Let me know if you guys are hard breach crutches. You have to run hard breach hella like me, bro. Let me know. Love my boys out there. Next up, we have Malusi. Malusi is an A tier operator for show. For show. I don't know if I'm ready to put her in S tier, but for sure she is an A tier operator. Obviously, people thought that was going to be a little weird when she lost her ACOG. But honestly, I feel like she's better now without the ACOG, just because her gun, like the MP5 is still like decent. You know what I mean? It's a decent gun and you can run one times on it and it still be very good. Plus, you have 4 Banshees, bro. You can cover whole sites with that, bro. Like whole areas with that. So, I think easily she's an A tier operator, has some of the best one of the best gadgets in the game, right? But the MP5 I think weighs her down just a tiny bit. I'm gonna actually move her up, bro. Honestly, bro, she's a freaking ridiculous. I love Malusi. But yeah, I think she's very deserving of an A, top A, maybe even an S tier. If you want to put her up there, I would not be mad. Moving on to Zero. Zero's going to be a B tier. I think just the amount of utility that you get and intel that you can get from Zero is very good. His guns are all right. I think you get frags with him. I know you get hard breaches for sure, so that's very, very cool. Because you can pretty much like solo breach with him. Solo hard breach sometimes with Zero. You should be able to. But he's cool. I think Zero's cool. I don't think he's like mid. I think he's like good. But he's not like great. You know what I mean? He's just a good operator that you can get by running almost every single site, which is cool. But he's not elite on any single site. Like unless like open maps. He's very good on open maps, right? Because you can hide the cams better, but and you can shoot stuff out the cams. I literally forgot about that, but yeah, that's cool. Aruni, I'm gonna put her in B tier. I don't really like her ability, honestly. I think her ability is super overrated. Yes, you have to burn stuff, but like just bring a Brava, you know what I mean? And she's fully countered then, but her DMR is super good. She can make lines of sight with her fist. She gets barbed wire, I think, which is cool. I think she might get a bulletproof too. I forget what she gets, but those two sound right. That sounds like a very Aruni, Matt lineup. But yeah, so I think she's like a B tier operator. If you wanted to put her C, I'm gonna put her C actually. She's kind of mid, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Only saving grace is like that DMR, which is really nice though. And then the last operator, last but not least, we have Flores. Flores gets an A tier for me. I think. I think his ability is very, very useful at clearing things. I guess you can put him kind of in the same boat as Brava, but like I feel like he does more than Brava because you can get literally anything. You know what I mean? You can clear literally anything. Rooney barricades. You can remove those barbed wires. You can remove the electronic stuff. He's very good at forcing people out. You can get deployables with him. He has a decent gun. You know what I mean? And he has flashes. So I think his kit's very good. Plus, paired with his ability is very good. He's useful pretty much almost every single round. And I really like Flores, bro. I think Flores is pretty underrated, honestly. I think like people think of him more as like a good operator, but honestly, I think he's like a great operator. And he is very deserving of this A tier. So this is my list, honestly. The only things that I would maybe change is move Scopos down, like here. I feel like that would work. And then maybe moving Finka down a little bit, like right here. And then I think this is perfect. And then maybe Capital maybe could be like a C tier. I'm not gonna lie. I think we put him C tier because like he's either boom or bust. I feel like a lot of the time. But this is the perfect list, bro. I think I cooked. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Obviously, usually when I do these videos, I get like hate comments or like, oh, bro, you're not like you don't know what you're talking about. This operator is like whatever, like oh how'd you put this operator so low, bro? You're a bot. Like, just let's have some civil conversations in the comments down below. Let me know what you agree, what you disagree with. Who's the biggest like underrated operator that you're seeing, who's the most or like underranked or who's the most overranked. Let me know what you think. And that's gonna be all for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy this one. I kind of yapped a lot. It's a very long video, but I hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.